We're live.
Here we go.
All right.
All right.
Bring it.
Go, Data.
We are live. This is BV Talk Live, and yes, this will be my final official broadcast as the executive producer for BV. I just want to let no, I'm just not as active anymore. I want to set the record straight real fast. I'm not as active as I used to be. I am going to still be a part of Battle Vortex. I just will not be a regular staple on the Wednesday night programs. You will see me from time to time on Saturday and every now and then on Wednesday when some really big things show up. But our Arbiter panel that we have now presently will be taking over, and they will be running the show from now on. So I will not be leaving the game. I have too much invested, too much time, too much money to just walk away. So I'm just taking a little step back, and that's that. So from there, Shadow Killer, you want to run us down the topics, and then we can go from there?
Yeah, but before we do,
Okay.
you need to read the side chat real quick.
Ooh, our side chat?
Yeah.
Come on. What? Is the other YouTube?
That's
What?
the other YouTube. We got YouTubes mixed up. Please stand by. Yeah, we might have an issue with some YouTube chats. Okay, Shadow, do me a favor. Why don't you post the other YouTube link right here, and I'll put that in the one that we were just talking in,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get everybody over there. You just posted it?
Yep, he got it posted.
Okay, cool. All right, well that's fine.
Moving.
All right. Let's see.
Ah, bless it.
That kind of threw off my jargon here.
Yep.
That's all right.
There we
It's
are.
not like I didn't give you a list.
You know what? It's all right. Don't worry about it. They can catch the first 5 minutes in there. Just go about your business.
All right. I guess we could talk about the update notes that happened Tuesday. About we got the new Overwatch launcher, the new heavy platform. The Ronin and the Spectre increased. It goes up to 20 now. Or no, so the Ronin goes to 15 and the Spectre goes up to 20. The Veracrest 50s, they've been fixed. The Titan bases, the loot screen, that's been fixed. The prizes are 200 medals or a 74% chance of winning. The Titan components, you got a 25% chance of winning. Crusader X, Widowmaker X, Viper X, you have a 1% chance of winning. Alright. The Challenge 60 bases had been fixed because the loot prizes were showing Titans. Moving Special Forces Squad or ignoring formations implying the whole position command has been fixed. Shadow Ops states you cannot earn any more campaign has been fixed. And the Spectre and the Elite Spectre now has a schematic. It uses the same components the Archangel has. I do have a question about the Archangel though. Or the Spectre? Why did you guys come out with the Archangel when you made the Spectre stronger than Archangel?
That would be a better question for the designer. The Archangel itself is pretty much like an upgraded Elite Spectre itself when it was released, and it was supposed to be a really unique, powerful unit that we're going to have in game. And I believe that came out through the Shadow Ops campaign. So a unique thing that we did right there. To keep some of the older units relevant, we've kind of brought them up to the current game spectrum right now. So that being Ronin, the Spectre itself. So now you have a wide array of uniques that we can use in the game.
Yeah, but you guys made the Archangel was supposed to be the shit. It's supposed to be the thing to replace the Spectre and the Elite Spectre. Now, the Elite Spectre makes the Archangel look like a tub.
Yeah, I think pretty much what it is the big jump. It doubled in health, more or less, tripled in health. I mean, it's almost pushing, what, 4 million in health now?
Almost 4 million, yep.
3.8, it has more of anything. I don't know if it's because, are we going to see the Archangel get a boost? Are we going to see the Archangel go to 15? Maybe kind of keep pace with the way the Spectre is and eventually pass it when it gets to 20? Is that something we're probably going to. Would it be fair to say that that's going to happen, Kev, or no?
Well, it's plausible. It's more than possible that can happen. The great thing about both of those units is you can have them both in a combat at the same time, so you got two powerful forces in the air. But
Yeah, you got to be Tom Cruise. You got to be Tom Cruise.
Have you tried to fly both of them at the same time?
Yeah.
oh no,
With
that's
I
I did.
have. I recorded it, and it is not easy. Man.
Yeah, you know what though? But that brings up a really interesting point. I brought this up before, and I think we talked about this on the Saturday show. I said, I'd really like to see somebody fly the two of them out there. But if you think about it now, you can literally set the Spectre with its triple the health of the Archangel to a set target, let it do its thing, and then pinpoint target with your Archangel, or vice versa. Depending on what you've got in there. I mean, of course, it's going to be a really big repair time for you, and it will cripple your main air tune. But you'll be able to have that. I mean, and it is fast. If you go into that base that has a whole bunch of warhorses in it, that has a bunch of hellhounds in it, you might be able to take a few of them out and make it easier for your SF to get in there. I don't know. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see our main man. What's it, Leinster? I'd like to see our main man Leinster push out something like that. That would be pretty awesome to see Leinster throw a video with the Spectre and the Archangel going at the same time. I mean,
if anybody can do it, he can do it.
Yeah, if anybody could do it, he could do it. But then you also got to think about it too. The requirements for the resources and the thorium for that new Spectrum are up there with online with those other updates and upgrades that we just got. So there's going to be a very small population of the gamers that are actually out there that will have all of those requirements ready or the money to do it. So I mean, it's a goal to strive towards, is what I'm saying. And I don't think many people are going to have it right away.
In 45 minutes, I'll have my Spectre built. I'm going to run both that and the Archangel and the Phantom all together in a rogue base and record it and see how it does. I'm not going to take it against a real base until I can learn how to fly them better. Yeah. But I want to go ahead and make a video of it and throw it out there so people can see what it looks like to have all three of those unique units plus a Titan all together at the same time and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so where were you at, Shadow? You brought up, and we talked about that real fast. What was the other thing that you wanted to mention?
Over the heavy platform and the Overwatch. Okay, I'm cool with the new platform. I don't mind it. I don't mind upgrade times, but that new Overwatch is a piece of junk. It shoots so. Yeah. I've seen it live in action, behind the walls, behind guns, being protected, and it's still a piece of garbage. Mm-hmm. It has the fire rate on it that arc is just too slow.
Yeah, it is. It reminds me of the old Hellfire turret before we got the new Max ones with the rate of fire for them. How slow it was and how you could scoot underneath of it, just like we used to do in the old mortars. I did get word from CM Chris that will be buffed. Yes. You will see an increase in rate of fire. It was something that was introduced, and it is. This is something I've heard. We don't see everything that's coming 5 months down the line. There's things that are in the works and that are being developed that are going to make this make sense. So I mean, they're giving it to us as it is right now, with the hopes and intentions that we're going to upgrade it, level it up, get it set, get it in base, so that when it does get buffed, it'll be the tits. I think it'll help. It will. I mean, you can't deny the DPS. You can't deny the range. And we know that the Flood turret only does so much. So the Flood is more or less going to be for ground units, and this is going to be pretty much a straight base deterrent for the SF units. So I wouldn't be too concerned about the actual physics of it. Just how we're going to be able to implement it in our base now that we all just see. This is where it bothers me. We just went and threw a big base redesign because we had to add an extra bunker, extra power plants. We had to add the extra drone silo in there. So now we all have to redo our base again to fit these other two platforms in. You know, it's that to me that's the biggest pain in the ass about the whole thing. But other than that, I think it'll be a good 1-2 punch with the flood. You know, I think it'll have some use. I'm not too worried about it after hearing from Chris that they're going to up it or buff it a little bit. So hopefully they make it a little bit faster in the animation. The rate of fire is slow, but the animation of the fire is slow too. So I hope they do bring it to kind of like where the new Hellfire turret is. That would probably be good. Maybe not as fast of a rate of fire as that, but the speed of fire in which it gets to the target. So hopefully, Kev, was pretty accurate in what I said there.
Yeah, good stuff. You know, great to take that back to the team so they know exactly a lot of what people want out of it. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad that this thing's getting a buff itself.
Yeah, Leinster and Scooby both have their platforms maxed, and they both got their turrets maxed, I believe, yesterday. Scooby did his, well, he's 9 hours ahead of us, so he did his, I guess, this morning. Leinster got his done today. And we've been watching on and off. They've been testing one another. I think the buff will be great because, like you said, nobody's going to be able to stand still.
No.
In the base, so you're not going to be able to stand out there with your special forces and just pick, excuse my language, but pick shit off anymore.
Yeah, and that's where these new schematics for the SF that enhance the speeds and stuff are going to be useful. You know, it's like I said, we don't see the big picture. We might not always see it. Even us, we don't see it. Sometimes even Mr. Sulaco there doesn't see all the stuff that's coming. You know, but it's getting there, and hopefully it'll all balance out. So, I mean, it's affordable too. I don't know about anybody else, but I mean, it's pretty affordable. It's quick. The upgrades, I think the second level 2 is like 5 hours. I mean, it's really not that long, right?
Yeah, I spent more money on my Phantom than I did on turrets.
Well, I don't know. How does we'll get some reactions from the YouTube. How do you guys feel about the new platform and the turret? And I say turret because that's the only one that's available now. Probably, thinking that we're going to be getting additional ones in the future. So I don't know.
Yeah, keep in mind while they're answering, because I know there's going to be a delay. Some of those videos that you saw, the turret sitting outside of the base and it's standalone, that's not the intention of that turret. It's supposed to be in close, protected by walls, lobbing stuff. Just sitting it out there in the middle of the grass to test it isn't a true, it really doesn't do it justice. I mean, yes, the speed is slow, and now we know it's going to get a buff, but that's not really a true test of a turret.
Yeah, it's just like the microwave. You can't set the microwave out by itself and expect it to kill anything. They're not standalone units.
Yeah, they're not intended to be that way. I mean, you have to be smart about it. Yeah, you're gonna have to be smart about designing your base again, but again, more balance, back to more useful things in your base to balance out, some of this content that's come out that's all, people coming in and flattening everybody.
You also got to remember too, most of those videos were done using the go-go bar.
Yes.
What player on this planet attacks anything remotely close to what comes out of the go-go bar? None of them.
Yeah.
So it's not a true test of what it is. It's not going to be a true test until you see player versus player, not player versus Ruby.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that also it didn't show you too is it showed you targeting it, but it showed it well within its 700 range. So it didn't really show the true AOE area either of that particular animation either. It looked like all the missiles or rockets, whatever you want to call them, were very tightly grouped, and it makes me think that at a further range that you'll have a greater dispersion of that salvo, and it will cover a greater area of effect. So
it just needs to be a little bit faster.
Yeah, I just think a little tuning. And I think the guys in the dev team kind of know that, but it was ready, and we all know when stuff's ready and they've spent money on it, it comes out, and we have to expect that. We know we've gotten stuff. It's got nerfed. It's got buffed. It's got changed. It is what it is. You utilize it and see how it goes. Yes,
Good question from YouTube, because I've been asked the same thing, and I wanted to wait to the show to see if Kevin would be here, and I forgot to ask today. They want to know if it's going to shoot missiles down.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. Will we be able to target it, and will it be able to target other things?
For the Overwatch,
Yes.
I don't know.
So it'd be
From
good
that
to find
animation,
out.
because that animation didn't show the SF even remotely wanting to shoot at it, but we know they don't shoot at missiles.
Mhm.
So it would have been nice to see maybe an additional unit. Skip, maybe if you've got Lenster on, if he's live in game, maybe get him to see if any of those particular things do function that way. See if we can get that. See if we can get some information from him.
Yeah, I'm going to try to PM him now because I know Scooby's in bed, so he told me good night a couple hours ago. So
Oh, okay.
I'll
Well,
try to
if we
PM
got
him.
anybody out on YouTube and they do have it, see if you guys can run something. Throw a hover tank out there. Throw a hover tank out there and see if it targets those missiles. I don't think it obviously doesn't hit air. The Overwatch doesn't hit air. So I doubt it will be able to shoot missiles down. It's designated to ground, but I'm curious if our ground units that target missiles will be able to shoot it down. That's what the answer we're looking for. While we're waiting for that, why don't we jump on to the next thing, unless you guys have something else you want to talk about with this? No?
No, I'm just waiting for the buff. Waiting to see what they change.
I'm
Yes.
muting my mic until I hear back from Len, so you guys roll with it.
All right. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of a wait and see. I mean, it does have potential. We know it's got that top 700 range, so I guess we'll just
Vic
wait for
said
the
it
buff.
doesn't shoot missiles.
All right, well, there you go. It doesn't shoot missiles. So it's strictly... So the hover tank does not... Well, we know it doesn't shoot missiles because it doesn't target air. What we're looking for is, does our hover tanks target the projectile coming from the Overwatch gun? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, Kim was
No,
shooting
they
down.
don't.
Okay,
No.
well, then they don't. So they're strictly...
Because the SF won't fire at it. The SF won't fire at the missiles coming out of it.
Okay. All right, well, then that's fair to say. So it only targets the ground.
Yeah. Well, they said that it doesn't shoot. Vic tried it with his hovers, and it said that it didn't shoot his hover missiles either. So.
Okay, but what I think we're at a misunderstanding. I'm looking for the hover tank to shoot the projectile coming out of the
doesn't.
Overwatch.
It doesn't at all.
Okay, well then there we go. Then that's the
Yeah,
answer.
Vic said no, it doesn't.
All right, cool. Well, let's move to the Phantom because I think that's pretty intriguing. A lot of people are excited about that. We've been working towards that for a good 8 weeks now. A lot of people have got it, coined it, got it built right away. They're leveling it up. I know there's some targeting issues with it as far as its cloaking. Kev, maybe you want to elaborate a little bit more on that?
There's a period while it's actually recloaking after performing its bombing run, where the Phantom is still being targetable when it shouldn't be. It's just a timing thing that has to be adjusted with it so that it's no longer being targeted, therefore it can no longer be shot while it's in the process of leaving the battlefield.
Oh, okay, so it's just a matter of the animation registering with the
Well-
AI, pretty much.
That or something on the back end where they just have to tune a little bit more so that it's the speed of which it's recloaking again is working properly.
Okay. All right, and I read, if I read correctly, that's scheduled to be fixed by the 13th, next Monday.
So far, it's still on track for that, but if something crazy happens, it's possible for it to be pushed back. But I think this is something that'll come out very soon.
Yeah, I think hopefully it does come out before the event, which I heard is going to be dropped on the 21st.
Yes.
Awesome. So hopefully that gets fixed before then, because a lot of people were pretty excited about it. It has infinite potential.
Oh yes.
Infinite potential.
I'm having a blast with mine.
Yeah, a lot of people are. I got mine. It's building. I'm upgrading it. It's going. It's going. It'll get there eventually, but I'm excited. I've seen people using it at level 1 and level 2, and it's doing numbers. I mean, it's doing numbers on 65s, 45s, 50s. I mean, I think the only issue I've seen with it is some of the balance with the damage buffs that are in some of the bases and some of the units. I think someone said they took it over a Highway Zealot 20, and it received an ungodly amount of damage, but they took it over a large thorium, and it only received a fraction of it. I don't know. There may be some issue with some of the units that are hitting it and their damage buffs. So I don't know. I'll try to get that information. I'll forward it over to you, Kev. There was somebody who said it, specifically worded it, and it's a little too in depth to get into right now. But yeah, there might be some other issues that stem along from it. So hopefully we can get them. You know, and like you said, it probably has directly to do with the cloaking, because it's taking shots from something it shouldn't, because it's still cloaked, or it shows cloaked and it's not. So I don't know. I think another big issue with everybody is its 715 size, its capacity at 715. It kind of cripples your main air. A lot of people were thinking it's a unique, so it should fall under that unique sizing requirements as far as your capacity, and a lot of people were a little confused as why it would be right back up to where the Condor was. You have any insight on that?
No, not much really.
All right. I'll have to get with Chris. Maybe we can get an answer from him directly, see what he says. So, Shadow, what else you got for us?
He had to step away. He
stepped away?
Yeah, he goes away
Oh,
for work. Want to talk about the new storage building?
Yeah, why don't you guys pick up right on that list where you guys were? I'm going to step away for a minute too.
Okay. Cool. Hey, you got the list up?
Yeah, I got the list up. I'm looking. We did have a question from Dana in YouTube chat, and she wanted to know when we were going to get it, how much it was going to be to build, things like that. Well, I'm looking through the list again. Sulaco.
There we go. He's coming. Or he's
Oh,
muted.
hi, sorry,
Oh,
yeah.
there he is.
Can you repeat that again? My apologies.
It's okay. Yeah, we just wanted to know about the new building. They wanted to know approximately when is it coming out, how much it's going to cost to build it, and I know there are levels and things like that involved. So, if you don't mind, maybe explaining that just a little bit to the community.
Yes, the new building is actually coming out next week. We'll have a preview set up in the morning to kind of show it off a little, get some feedback from people. This is a new storage building that we'll be receiving, where we can place units that we're not currently using to free up our normal storage capacity space. So it's just additional storage that we have.
Holy shit, we're getting a dry dock. Holy shit, we're getting a dry dock.
Yeah,
I'm going to rub this in the Battle Pirates guys' faces. Oh my god, this is epic.
It's epic. It is. Okay.
It was one of the things that I said I wanted a while ago too, and we got it, so I'm a happy girl.
I'm happy too. Sulaco, is it going to be called the Armory?
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome.
So it's not a weapons vault anymore. It used to be called a weapons vault.
Was it?
Yep, it was in the forum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
well,
the weapons vault.
the name was changed to Armory.
Yeah, I like
Roger
better.
that. Yeah, sounds better. Sounds cool.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Yes, welcome, John. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
I saw you were
Hi,
there.
John.
Didn't have a chance to say hi.
All right,
All right, let's keep it moving.
Yep.
keep it moving.
So I know that a lot of you guys have already voted on the poll that's in the forums. It's. I went ahead and posted it. It's still in the forums under the BV Talk. The current question is, which would you rather have? Less monthly content or fewer problematic players? The overwhelming consensus at this point, with 95% of the votes, is yes, enough with the new monthly content and focus on the roaches. We've got a couple of guys that, I picked some of the comments from there that had some really good points to it. John Smith said, yes, enough with the new content and updates. Focus on the roaches. Maybe make a particular sector and banish them all there so they can do whatever they choose to do there as much as they want with all of their friends and not bother the legitimate players. Then you don't have to put tons of effort into it and try to make it difficult to get rid of our roaches. But you can rather focus on putting the effort into fixing the bugs in the game.
I want the drug seize on.
I do too.
Yeah, because that would come on, man. You got to think about that. You want to put all the hackers and the cheaters in a sector and give them a server and say, here, take the resources from the free players. No, that's not practical. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, but it's only an idea, and that would probably never ever happen.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's why I said it was an interesting thought.
If we could properly identify hackers and then move them against their will into a sector of their own, we might as well just ban them at that point.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, you're just wasting valuable resources to do something where just
click a button and make them go cratered instead of having to click several hundred buttons to make them move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then it defeats the whole purpose anyway, because we don't want them in the game, period, end of discussion.
Exactly.
We just want them gone, period.
Well, just give me their ghost space for a month.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do we got?
I'm not totally sure where we left off at.
Well, we covered the new platform. We covered the new storage building that's going to be coming out. We're going to be getting a preview. We covered the Phantom a little bit.
Started on the next topic that we can discuss, which is how is the cockroach problem going?
I think that's directed to John.
Projected updates.
As far as, I will say this, from my perspective, I do track cheat reports over time, and along about a month ago, they've been on the decline. Take that as you will. We have done a lot of stuff on the back end. We know it's not perfect, but I have noticed a drop in not only accounts that are hacking, but reports of accounts that are hacking.
Now, do you attribute that to frustration by the community, or do you attribute that to actually less hackers in the game? And be honest.
I attribute that to less hackers in the game, honestly, due to back-end work, and that's due to a couple reasons. Namely, we haven't really seen a revenue or CCU drop during those times. They've just been fluctuating normally, whereas cheat reports and cheaters have been dropped off. Not to say that they're completely gone or that the problem is 100% fixed, but it has gotten better.
Now, to be fair, we've had those similar statistics before throughout the course of the last 2 to 3 years, where reports have dropped. I mean, 12 to 24 months ago, there was a significant drop in cheaters. There was one day where it was the global banning of all the cockroaches that were out there, and they sat back for a little bit, and there was a resurgence. I attribute it to that. I really honestly don't think there's less hackers. I personally have seen more and more and more every day in every sector that I've been in. Yep. And I honestly can say, speaking for the community in its entirety, that it has been sheer frustration and not reporting them. I mean, and I can honestly say that I feel that's accurate. I don't doubt that you guys aren't doing a really good job on the back end trying to really combat this and work towards a twat waffle free game so that the community can be happy. But it's just, I don't think it's just there yet. And I think what we're looking for is some progress. We're looking for, we're looking for something solid, because it really does. I mean, Kev saw what I posted to him today in that page, and it's no way a level 37 should hit my base and do what he does to my base. And there's no way that player has the ability to do what they do. And, it's ridiculous. It is. It's bad. It's bad.
We've got guys in 378. I actually sent, I've got Imager I uploaded the pictures to Imager because we've got a guy in Sector that said, go ahead and ban this account. I'll have 5 more made in 20 minutes. And he's literally been doing that all day. He currently has probably about 35 hack accounts in our sector right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting, I think the decline in reports, at least from what I'm hearing from a lot of my friends and a lot of the guys that are PMing me, is they've given up. Because we have, again, Sector 378, we've got a level 4 that's been running around with a Ronin. He's been running around with this Ronin for the last 8 months, and he's still here. We've got
I had a level 24 today in Sector 290 who was driving around the map with a max level Phantom and Scorpions that shoot Hellfire missiles out of it, a fully maxed SF Kara, BJ, and Sheila, run it with all the bells and whistles on him. I mean, granted, we reported him and he was cratered right away, but it's still an issue. It's still prevalent. It's still on everybody's mind, and without a doubt, it is out of sheer frustration that those reports are down because people just are tired of it and they can't cope anymore. It's report commander. It's not war commander. And my whole thing with is it just takes the fun away. I mean, it's just not fun anymore.
It was supposed to be gone by end of this month.
I know.
I know
that's what I was looking
I understand
for.
it's going to take them a while to get rid of all of them. However,
I have a suggestion that can get rid of at least half of them. Go to YouTube. Contact YouTube. Tell them these guys are stealing our shit. Your company, War Commander, is copyrighted. Go to YouTube. Some of those videos that are on YouTube are over 3 years old. If you get rid of the videos, you get rid of half the roaches out there right away, because most roaches are fucking stupid anyway. They have to have those videos to do it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it'll stop a good percentage of them. It won't stop them all.
No, but it'll get rid of most of them. Yep. I mean, I contacted YouTube. I said this on last Wednesday's show and Saturday's show. I contacted YouTube and I asked them. I was part of a company. My game was being hacked, and they said I needed the company ID.
We lost him.
We lost the Shadow. Company ID.
Company ID, the link to the video, and a legal paper showing that the game was copyrighted, and they will pull the videos. You give some dude some gold, let him do it once a month, go on and do nothing but search YouTube, and you can get rid of almost half of these assholes. No problems.
You can't give anybody gold. It's against the law. You can't do that.
Well, fine. But still, I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
You give me somewhere where I can send you these goddamn links. I'll do it for goddamn free.
Yeah. And we've said this in the past. We've said it. I mean, the elite members of the community were more than willing. Just we just weren't utilized, but that's a different argument for a different point. I don't want to bring that up, but yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, to utilize the ability and the power in which you have over your content, over your product, especially on YouTube. When you literally type in War Commander hack, and it's just pages of video, hack War Commander hack. It's all over.
And the Facebook, the sheer number of Facebook pages out there is absolutely stuck on stupid. I've sent pages and pages of links to both Sulaco. I've sent some to Skip to give you guys an idea of what's out there, and then you guys can go in and look at who's a member of that page. If they're a member of that page, they're a hacker. That's all there is to it, because otherwise they wouldn't be part of it. If you go in and just go through there, you can find out 90% of them without us even having to send in reports. But the general consensus of YouTube chat right now is everybody's given up trying to send in tickets because nothing ever happens to them. They're calling it report commander, not war commander.
I mean, I don't see why. I'll be honest. I don't see why that.
It
All
takes
these
too long.
I don't see why the YouTube videos are still out there. I'll be straight out honest about it. I mean, I don't understand. I mean,
Yeah.
these things are ruining kick size games. I mean, you can find it for War Commando, Battle Pirates when Backyard Monsters was up. You had it for Backyard Monsters. I mean, why isn't somebody on y'all side going, maybe we should contact YouTube to get some of these videos taken down, and that will solve some of the problem?
John, is that something? Is that a viable thing that you guys could do? I mean, is that realistic, or is it to the point now where there's so many, it's just so out of reach?
Well, I know Facebook especially, but the DMCA Act is really hard to get stuff taken down, even with supplying all the required documents and whatever you need to get a video down. It's like sending a ticket to customer support. It takes a while for them to answer to do it and actually follow through with what they're doing. It's damn near impossible to get a Facebook group taken down. We can look more into the YouTube thing, definitely.
Yeah, I've definitely looked into the Facebook groups, and you're absolutely right. It's Facebook it's virtually impossible. I mean, literally, it's virtually impossible. You have to have nudity or some very demeaning content in your Facebook page in order for Facebook to remove it, and they're very lenient. But as far as YouTube's concerned, it is really bad. I mean, I know how it is, but I mean, it's to the point right now where it's out of control. It is, and I think the big issue with everybody is with reporting is that it just takes way too long. It takes way too long, and what sucks is you report on a Thursday. If it doesn't get handled on a Friday, you don't see any action till Tuesday, because by the time the batch reports and everything all go through and they're calculated over the course of the weekend as well, they're so backed up that you don't see any action for a solid week. So you have to, and this is the main issue. It's hurting the honest players to have to deal with that cheater for the course of a week and a half. They might have dealt with it a week before, hoping they would go away. Eventually, they wouldn't go away, so they reported them. It takes another week for the report even to be considered, and then investigated, and then possibly a couple days after that. So now you're talking a good solid 2.5 weeks that the honest player, the fair player, the paying player has to deal with someone who's costing them time, money, and fun. And that, I think, is the paramount issue, is the hurting the honest, legitimate player. And that's where I think everyone has this problem, is the amount of time in which it takes. That's why I think the reports are down.
I've got a question. Have you guys read? Either you or Sulaco, have you guys read that forum poll that was put up on the BV page on the forums? Have either one of you looked at it?
I have not.
I've looked at it, but it's been a while since I've looked at it.
All right. Well, it was set last Wednesday, about either slowing down the monthly content to get rid of the problematic players, which we all know are the fucking roaches. And it's a poll, and so far it's only a week old. It's 578 people say yes. Slow down for just long enough and focus on the roaches. Take your guys off. Say, okay, hold on. We're going to stop. Monthly events, I know you guys can't stop. But the shadow ops can slow down. All this other bullshit can stop for a minute. Instead of putting out the new platform and turret, hold off on all that shit and focus on the roaches and just the roaches. Get rid of them, and then you can come back with all the shadow ops and everything, every week and every other day or whatever. But you guys really need to work on that. I mean, this poll was put up only a week ago, and it's gone nuts. It's 3 pages deep. 91% of the people that are out there say the same thing. This is not just here either. I can show you the Facebook pages. They're all saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, Shadow, because you know what, Elder Lee, as a blast from the past, Brother Lee, chimed in and put up a really great comment, and you really don't hear from him anymore. Now he's one of the old school members. He was one of the guys from the beginning that was very vocal, very helpful. He said there's four things: stop the new content, units, buildings, items. We know that we're going to have monthly content, monthly events, and new things coming out then. Fine, we're all happy with that. You have to have a prize to work for. But focus on removing the bugs to ensure that all the current content, units, buildings, customizations, bases, are working as intended. 3, secure the game code. And lastly, and only once step 2 is 95% done, start step 4, which would be give us new content. Yes, we know that this means that it will take 6 to 9 months, if not more, given the game code now is pushing 5 years old, to address that step, but it also gives the community that stabilization and time to rebuild. It will give you, Team War Commander, time to develop a better game direction that is full of good new content, and it will ensure that your community sticks with you through that time. It's gotten to the point right now where we need to see something. We need to see something. I mean, it's been 4 or 5, working on 5 years. We need to see something that's going to keep us here.
I mean, and for us older players, me, Warriors Dragon, Dragons Warrior, Data, we wouldn't mind the wait as long as we knew that you guys were focusing on those items. I mean, kill the fucking roaches. I mean, that should be #1 priority. The bugs, after 4.5 years of playing, you get kind of used to them. You just gotta, you gotta roll with it.
Take all new accounts that get created and lock them into a sector of low-level players for a minimum of 90 days. That gives you plenty of time to watch that sector and see how fast is this player going. Are they playing legitimately? Are they not playing legitimately?
You just lock in all new players and attackers.
Plenty of time to see how fast are they growing, are they playing legitimately or not, before they join the general community.
That's it. I mean, you guys go by statistics, so statistically, you guys know exactly how long it takes someone to get from level 1 to level 10 to level 20 to level 30.
Well, they already have something like that. They already have something like that in place. Something already like that is in place. I've seen all of a sudden on the world map a whole slew of level 2, level 3 accounts all pop up onto the world map. There is a point in the game in which once you do stuff and you have in-game achievements that you get moved into a live active sector. You start off and you have to kill this platoon, this platoon, and this platoon. You're in a closed sector somewhere as a low level where you can't interact with other players. And once you achieve a certain point, then you get moved into a live sector. That's already there. Just do it on a larger scale.
That takes 5 minutes to do, through the opening sequence. Take over the base, revamp the base, build 1 turret, defend the base, go out, attack a rogue. Boom. That's your opening introduction, and okay, now you're in, a sector somewhere with all the live community. Extend that out.
Tie that into your achievements and your missions on the right-hand side of the map, that you have to hit this many rogue bases, you have to hit this depot, you have to kill a tune, you have to do this. Tie that into there. When you achieve those missions, you enter the main population of the game. And like you said, you're able to track those players, you're able to see what they're doing, check their progress. Are they doing this? It will give you a smaller database in which to pinpoint specific things and pull them out and gather the proper information needed to move forward. I mean, plain and simple, because what's happening is we're getting these level 2 accounts. They're coming into the sectors with the live players. You go to bed, you wake up, they're not a level 2, they're a 28. Now they're on the map, or 35. Now they're on the map. Now they're causing problems for the main body of players that are there honestly playing the game. That's the issue. Because you can do it right under your nose and nobody will ever know. I could download Cheat Engine right now. I could make an account. I could hack the shit out of it, and you would never catch me. You would never catch me. No one would ever be able to stop me unless I interacted with the community and the players on the map. Simple. Period. There's no denying it. No one can stop me. You can only hope to contain me. I can go around and hit every base, every rogue base on the map, get everything that I need, and no one would ever know the difference. And then I stop hacking, stop cheating, shut the cheat engine off, go back in, and now I can use my shit at the level that it's showing that I should have it as, and I'm smashing people away. And the only way that anybody's ever going to find out is if they or an older player like us can identify their units with the time they spent in the game to match with their user ID and to put 2 and 2 together, and you rely on the community to do so. And when the community is not happy, they are not going to do so. So you won't see those reports, and they won't happen, and they will continue to flourish and grow. That is exactly what's going on. We've said this time and time again. It's hurting the community.
What
This-
did happen? Oh,
It
go
needs
ahead.
to it needs to be taken seriously, 110% seriously, and this is another reason why I'm going to be leaving and taking a step back, is because it's just I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of saying it. The community is going to go away. It's not going to be here, and the game will turn into Battle Pirates, which it is now, pay to win. And if you don't have the money, you won't be able to compete, because the community will dwindle and the price requirements for everything will go up in order for the game to continue to function and be paid for and servers to run, and the community will get smaller and smaller, and the levels will go higher and higher, because the only people will stay will be the whales and the heavy coiners that don't care because they can afford to fight those people, where the normal players who are the casual coiners, casual players, will not be able to, and they will get frustrated and they will leave.
I have a question, Kevin. Sulaco, what did happen to the bugs being gone by the end of this month? Why did that get pushed back why did that get pushed back? What happened to
You
it?
mean the roaches?
Whatever.
You mean, are you referring?
I'm so frustrated about him right now that I mean, it was supposed to be the end of this month.
I cannot comment much with what Chris has stated. With the people that I work with, and John as well, on a daily basis, who are the ones helping put these cheat prevention systems into place, it does take time for them to track everything, get all the information that we already have from the Fair Play department as well, test it and make sure it works, and then to apply it in game. It's
But
not.
It's been over 2 months though. It's been 2 months. You guys got rid of the multi archangels, I think it was. The day after you guys implemented that, we had the multiple bullseyes
And Mavericks.
and mavericks. I mean, this was told to us 2 months, or it's almost 3 months now ago.
Mhm. Mhm.
This was told almost 3 months ago. Why does it take us? I mean, it's been 3 months. In 3 months, we've had 3 different events. We've worked on getting the Phantom. We got the new platforms. We got new thorium. We got all this new garbage. Instead of the new garbage, why didn't you guys say, okay, hold on a minute. Let's focus on these damn roaches that get done in 3 months?
So the content stream will never stop. There will always be a content stream. If we're going to dial it back and work on other things, if there's still going to be a content stream left, what would you prefer us work on? Would you like
The event. Work on
Just
just
the
the
event.
monthly event, and that's it. Work on the monthly event, and then use the rest of the people to work on the roaches. And once you get rid of the roaches, and I understand you can't get rid of them all. It's impossible. But you could get rid of at least 80% of them. Would help that would help the community out so much. That and getting on YouTube and seeing if those people will pull those dumbass videos.
John, I think this is where the disconnect is, John. I really do. I don't think you guys really quite understand how critical this situation really is. I mean, you guys really, I don't think you really do. I mean, it's bad, man. It really is bad. I mean, we know that you're a company. We know you have to make money. But it's gotten to the point it's overwhelming. I mean,
Can I just? I want to throw something in there.
Go ahead.
One of your favorite people, Data. Dag. Hell.
Okay.
Okay, we won't say anything specific because
Whatever.
for privacy reasons.
Yeah.
He and I are friends now on Facebook and in Kixeye. He's getting tired of it. So
Yeah.
you're going to lose that kind of a player from the game because he's like, I'm not going to throw good after bad.
Yeah.
So that that
Absolutely.
that I just like and I've been saying hang in there, and he saw the show when Christian was on, and I get PMs from him, and he says, hey, I thought this was going to be dealt with by, and he kind of did like what you did, and some of us have gone where we're women and men on a mission, and we go to a sector and we're like, yeah, we're going to get this taken care of, and then it becomes overwhelming, and then you spend so much time. But the other thing is looking at some of those Facebook pages that, yeah, I am, my alternates are in some of those Facebook page groups. Those YouTube videos, some of them, they're monetizing the videos. So not only are they charging people, now obviously it was an intelligent roach that created it, but it's all the baby roaches that are using it. But they're monetizing the videos. So they don't care. And, they've come right out and say, well, as soon as they shut this page down, we'll have another Facebook page up. And we'll put more YouTube videos up. It's really, like you said, it's really getting, they have competitions to see who can, it's not just Kixeye games, it's other games too. But, who can hack the most amount of things from the most amount of games. And, when somebody like Dad comes to me and says, I'm about ready to give up because it's not fun anymore, I'm tired of throwing good money after bad, that's pretty serious. And he just sent me that message this week. So I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, you just asked that question, John, but we've asked that. We've said this over and over again on the forums, on the show. I mean, Data's right. This is where the disconnect between you guys, and the people who post on the forums and the people who talk on this show. This is something we've brought up before, over and over again, week after week, every other day. We bring this up.
I mean, you said it yourself. We've stopped certain types of hacking that happens in the game. I mean, it's a constant game of whack-a-mole. It's something that's always going to be there.
We understand that, but when you tell us one thing and it doesn't happen, it really loses. You guys really lose a lot of credibility.
So Chris said that the cheating could be mostly gone by the end of the month. I will say this: the 2 fixes for the 2 main bugs.
Oh, you have a dog with a chew toy back there, don't you?
Yeah, that I just violently ripped away from her because she was interrupting the show. The two main cheats, including multiple missiles and cheating multiple uniques, have a fixed date for the release at the end of this month.
Okay.
That's what our task system tells me right now. Now, whether or not that changes, that's when it's scheduled to come out. Now, I have talked with our head engineer. He seems to think that he has a pretty good bead on the cheating thing, specifically those 2. Now, not to say if we stamp those 2 out, there's not going to be 2 more or 5 more after that. It is a constant battle.
Yes. And I think the intelligent player and the informed player knows that. You know what I mean? You're always going to get those people that just are naive and don't understand. But I think what Kixeye really needs is the focus and to see that we're serious about this kind of stuff. We do know that the content's got to keep coming. We know that you're going to develop it, and that's fine. But we want to see some serious strides towards getting this hammered out. Whether or not you're able to make the game completely cheat-free or not is irrelevant. We want to be able to see you guys identify them faster, remove them quicker. We know it'll always be there. We know it'll always be
I
there.
will say this has gotten to a high level. Kevin and I, Sulaco and I, have had internal emails recently involving high-level people in Kixeye having this very same discussion.
Oh, I've had this. I've sent this to the top 2, right to the tippy top. I've sent it to Will. I've sent it to David. I've sent it to the boys. You know what I mean? I've sent it to Casual Collective. These guys. It's that important. I've never in my life sent a direct PM to Will Harbin or David Scott. I would never bother them with anything like that. I know their time is valuable, but this to me is that important. I mean, and I have to reiterate, I've been doing this a long time. I do it for free. I do it out of sheer enjoyment. And this is my fun. I enjoy playing this game and this style of game, and it's not fun anymore. And for me to devote the time that I put into this game and have put into this game and the end of the community, for it not to be fun for me is a dangerous sign. And that's why I felt it was imperative that those gentlemen know this. And I hope they hear you and Kev, and I hope they hear me and the other upstanding members of the community when we say it's really time to focus on this stuff. It is that important. So I don't want to keep beating this dead horse, guys. You know what I mean? I think it's still a great game as we speak. You know, it's still got a lot of great aspects, and I think we really should maybe move on and start discussing some other things. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Maybe let's spend the last good 10, 15 minutes and start talking about some other good stuff. What do you say?
I have a question. I have
Got
a
lots of
question
good
on
questions.
the Ryukai
Okay.
65 base.
Fire away, Dragons.
We know what the percentages are. We saw Sulaco's post on that. For the Ryukai 65 base. Is it supposed to just give a random prize, or is it supposed to give you something that you have not earned? I've hit several dozen of these, and 5 times now I've gotten the pop-up box saying you have won an Elite Titan. I'm only missing the 2 new components. But I mean, it's a random draw, and every time I get something other than the 200 medals, it's you have won an Elite Titan. Mine's Vet 6.
The way this is set up currently right now is it's always going to be random, whether or not you have something unlocked.
That's the very frustrating part about it, because I mean it's a random drop anyway, and you're getting the same prize over and over again. That's a frustrating part, and it's going to cause players to not even attempt those bases after doing a certain amount of them.
I'll tell you, there are many players I already know that don't want to hit the 65s any longer. They tried them for 2-3 days, and they saw that they weren't getting any components. They saw that they were only getting 200 medals each time. So they say, what's the point? I'm wasting my time trying to do this. I don't get resources out of this. I don't get thorium out of this. I only get 200 medals out of this, which is really low, considering all the stuff that we gotta use medals for. So there is no real point. I understand the objective of this basis, but when the random capability doesn't provide what you're trying to fight for at all, or it gives you something so repetitive that you already contain, it really doesn't make sense to try that. And that's the same thing that happened with the Shadow Ops. I mean, in the Shadow Ops, we were getting units that we already had, remember, from Tier 2, until they fixed it. Okay, fine and dandy. But this 65 is not doing the thing that it's supposed to be.
Especially when you can hit the Hellhound 45s and get, for the most part, the same payout.
Yeah.
You can, and less damage, I would guess.
Kevin, have they looked into increasing the medals on that one?
Yeah.
I've passed feedback along for that base already. I mean, the only thing I can do is consistently advocate for what people would like with that base itself. I mean, with a large enough outcry and enough feedback, it goes a long way with a lot of things.
Okay, I can do that.
I mean, I don't mind hitting the base over and over again on a random drop, but I wanted to random drop something that I don't already own.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree. I do believe that if you already have something on that list, it shouldn't select that in the whole probability list if you are going to win within the prize spectrum. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think if you already have it.
You want to buzz? Shadow Killer's your man.
Oh yeah, I can bring it up. That's not a problem. I will start it tonight. We do have a few questions about the event. One, will there be a preview for it?
Yeah, Danny wanted to know when the next preview is so that we can test some of this new stuff.
Review is tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Not
You heard
for
it
the
here.
event, though.
Yeah, that's for the storage building, right?
Storage
Will
building.
be later, probably next week.
Okay. Yeah, I believe Chris did say that he was trying to get a preview pushed out for the event. So hopefully that'll come next week after the Phantom fix. would be nice. That would be cool. It'd be nice.
I'm gonna ask the crazy evil question. Will we be able to use our special forces in the preview?
God,
Yeah,
I
well,
hope so.
yeah, you know what?
Good question.
What's,
Because
Kev,
I know
what's been that
that's
issue?
because I know that's a hot button for Kevin too. So go for it, Kevin.
Yeah, what's been that issue?
Short answer, no. Answer I really want is yes, and I want commanding units to work in the previews as well. Those are
Okay.
things that I really need to drive a little bit more on, just so that we can get a really good preview environment, so everything is testable on there.
So what
That
is
goes
it,
hand in hand with having all schematics and components in there too, because I know we have an issue with that.
is this because the preview code is old prior to the new code? Is that why we're unable to use the commanders, the schematics, and the SF units?
I truly do not know. It could be something with the coding or just the way that the test environments are set up that it does some weird stuff. But
You can
it
say
is one
shit.
thing
You can
that they
say shit.
want to.
Say shit. It's allowed.
There are things that they really do want to fix with that, so we can have a better staging environment. Because some of our testers will run into problems like this too. If you're trying to mimic and understand things from copying different bases of various levels with various tech, it really can slow things down for them.
Yeah, I mean, it would create a better testing environment for everybody. It would give you guys the proper data needed. It would give us the proper insight to how we're going to combat and use and how we're going to be able to interact and use these things. And I think it would just be better for everybody overall. I mean,
I just want to try the new plane.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
I
You know,
want
but that's
that
another thing, though. But that's another thing too. We got a bunch of content that's come out, and and it'll give us that environment as well where we can say, all right, well, hey, listen, when you put the Phantom out, we haven't gotten to it to this level, but when you get to this level, it's a little jacked up. It doesn't do this. It's a true testing environment, and that's what. And I said this before. We've got to have a secure testing environment where we're able to test accurately. And I do commend you, Kev, for pushing for that, and I hope they do listen and get it fixed and handled. Even if we don't have a preview server for 6 months, and it takes you that long to get one, and you don't have a public preview server, excuse me, you don't have a public preview server for 6 months, and you guys have to rework it, redo it, whatever, and then 6 months from now we get a testing environment where we're able to use everything that's current, cool. I think we'd be happy with that.
I would.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Because this way we'd be able to get into the previews and test and use and give you the feedback that we, the community, feel as if we can provide for you guys.
I think that's one thing that we're actually moving towards as well. That's one thing that would help us out a lot, and it also does help get a better understanding from the community about new things, new releases that are being put out there. It's really important. I know the QA team would love to have that because it would make their life a lot better with actually getting everybody into this kind of testing environment.
Yeah, I do have another quick question for you too. Now with the addition of the 2 new platforms, with the extra bunker, the extra drone silo and everything like that, do we expect to see more walls? Because as it stands right now, it's becoming, it's getting less and less of a variety in which we're able to set our bases up and utilize the abilities of the splash damage absorbing walls. Do you guys plan on giving us more walls soon? Or is that
Nothing
something?
that I know soon, but let me check on this. We can get to another question while I do so.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Do we have anything else in YouTube, guys? We got anything else going down?
Yes,
We had a couple people ask about the limited time stuff that's in the gear store.
Oh, okay.
I won't be specific, but like the charged ordnance, but there were a couple other things in there that they were surprised to see as limited time offer in the gear store. So, but go ahead, Paige, you throw yours out there too.
Okay.
One was the charged ordnance. They definitely wanted to know, is that definitely limited, and is it going away like in the next 30 days?
End of this month.
End of this month, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That was posted when that change was made. It was a 30-day, and that's what it was going to be. So get out there and get them. We recommended that. The Javelin, charged ordnance, all those items, they're very important. Go out and get them. They're going away at the end of the month.
So moving forward, anytime we have an update to the gear store, anything that will have limited listed above means that it will be removed the following month. So you have 1 month to gather all the medals to pick that item up.
That's what I thought. That's like the new, I would say the new. That's just the way it is. When you see it, you're going to have a month to pick it up, and then it'll come out the next update.
Yes, you also have to remember, too, that the charged ordnance, the javelins, have been in the gear shop for much longer than a month, but you're getting them at the reduced price for this final month.
Yes.
So they've been there. You've had the
Been there.
opportunity.
You got to get them.
But, okay. Now, with the last chance items, who knows? So we're still up in the air on that. We still don't know about the last chance items. As we know, all of these things, or except for any of the, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the SF schematic parts have, everything except for them, have been released in events or re-released in the prize pool in the events. Correct? So you can still get that Javelin. You can still get those hover tank commanders. You could still get the hover tank, the elite hover tank, etc. So those things will be in the events eventually again. Right, Kev?
The current way that we've been going, yeah, a lot of those items that we see will come and go in events. They'll also be placed into other things that we do too. So, like I always say, it's always possible for these things to hit up Shadow Ops. They might be a new crazy base that we put out there for you to pick up stuff. So it might be another Ryukai base where you can just pick up the other units that you had released, which would be pretty sweet. Maybe.
Yeah.
But the team's quite inventive with this, so I'm sure we'll see it in many different places. So we'll have quite a few opportunities to pick up a lot of units.
Yeah,
I've got a question for you. I got a question. It's as far as those big alliance features that you guys were planning on giving us, all of those things like that. Do you have any insight or new information on any of those, and when we can expect those to start to come in?
Currently being worked on right now. I believe the focus is with this month's event, a lot of the cheat prevention, as well as addressing a lot of the bugs. That's going to be coming probably within the next 2 months or so. If not, we might see something next month, starting simple, small little updates to the Alliance system. I know they have a lot planned with it in general.
All right. Dragon Warrior, you're shaking your head. What's up? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. I'll wait.
Oh, just lag in the game.
Oh.
I'm taking it.
Well, let's throw that out there. Speaking of which, there was a question from the community. John, one of the last times when you were here, you talked about the team working on the task of detecting what was causing the lags, especially in worldwide connections in different countries. And the community wanted to know, how was that project going? I personally know 3 Australian people that have quit the game in the last, well, actually one just quit yesterday for good, but they've been working really hard with them on things, and they've quit the game completely. So you had brought it up that the team was working on that, so they want to know, how's the progress with that?
So it's hard to optimize internet across country lines like that, but we can do other things like maximizing how well bases work on your computer and things of that nature. So specifically, their test was to work on the VK50 bases to make sure they could run more smoothly, just on more types of computers and in areas with not necessarily bad internet, but bad connections to our main servers. Those tests actually went into the game, so hopefully players should see an improvement. Unfortunately, not game-wide, but specifically in VK50 bases. And if that works and players notice a difference, and the metrics we have, the numbers we have, back up that players having a better experience in VK50, then we will try to spread that out to all the games, so the whole game overall becomes easier to run on more computers and more internet connections in more areas.
So, John, what is it? The issue with the Australians is the fact that they're so damn far away from your servers, it just takes the packets forever to get to and fro, and it's just causing issues?
Yeah, I mean, a good analogy is League of Legends. League of Legends has West Coast servers only, so they have all of America plays on the same servers, so everyone on the East Coast complains all the time because they have 100 ping to the West Coast servers, and it's not impossible to play, but it degrades your play a lot. And I mean, that's just within America, from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so we're talking from the West Coast all the way down to Australia. That's a huge jump.
Well,
especially if you're playing through Facebook, you're getting routed through Facebook servers.
is it a huge logistical issue for your guys to have European servers, to have Asian servers? Is it that big of a logistic issue? Because I know there are other gaming companies that have EU servers, that have Asian servers, that have European servers, American servers.
Yeah, so that's a problem for us because you can start out with a game and start with servers in separate areas, and you're not really worried about a segmented user base. But since we have players and alliances from people from all over the world, if we were to say, okay, so now here's a European server, now all European players have to play on a European server.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I see that in other games. There's a couple other games I play that are like that.
Yeah, but they all have the ability. But they all have the ability, and you have the ability if you wish to interact with those players from that area, that you can create a new account and it can go onto that server. Like for instance, I play another game and I can create another account, and I can interact with my European friends that don't have American accounts, and I can play on the European server. I don't know. I think that would only be good.
I agreed. I mean, it is a logistics nightmare for a company of our size.
Do you mean because the game is so old, it's not new?
Yeah.
If this was brought in from the start, it'd be viable. But because we're pushing 5 years old, it's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it would be basically relaunching War Commander in other markets,
Okay.
and I just don't think they can have the revenue to back that up, or the metrics just don't show it.
Yeah,
I get asked that all the time about, well, the Vega base of people that work on the Vega game. Well, why can't they just put servers in Australia and the War Commander people that play from Australia play, War Commander from there? And I just told them it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Soviet Union says you can put a Peruvian server in his house.
Yeah, he'll be a Peruvian hotspot.
I'm already a Peruvian hotspot. Baby.
Oh, you know it with that Windsor night you got going on in that
Yes,
freshly
you
pressed
are. Ladies
starch
are
shirt.
Might as well just put a server on me.
Woo.
I got a bunch of questions from YouTube that these guys, I think, are going to start to draw and quarter me if I don't ask.
All right, let's get these last bit out. So we can wrap it up.
All right, let's see. Schmol Schneider, Sam, whatever your name is. He wanted to know the new turret base takes an hour and 15 minutes to repair, whereas the rest of the base only takes an hour. Is that intended, or is that a bug, or is this the new way things are going?
That's something I can definitely ask about. I want to say it's intended, but I truly do not know. I know this is just, it probably is unique just to the turret and platform itself, if anything.
Okay, because he was kind of he was concerned because it's going to take him longer for that particular one to heal as opposed to the rest of the base. I can see that. Eric Atwood has actually a couple of questions. Quite a bit of it is about the new event. He wanted to know what the new event prize is going to be, or if you guys have released it yet, what the new name of the new event's going to be, and are you guys coming out with stuff to workshop the Phantom, and if so, when?
Man, Phantom questions already? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. God almighty, it just came out. Jesus Christ.
I got people begging for the Spectre to come back and want to know when.
Well, hey, they told you it wasn't going to be back for a while, and it was going to be available in Shadow Ops, and you should have got it then. And
Yeah.
Now a couple of guys
on
are
that
wanting
one.
Spectre weekends again.
Yeah, well, we asked for that for a while too, but I think we got Shadow Ops instead, which is cool. But you got the Archangel. You had the opportunity to get the Archangel. You got the Archangel if you didn't have the Spectre. Yeah, I mean, you had the chance to get the Spectre. You didn't get that. We gave you the Elite weekend where you could get it on the Elite weekend. You didn't get it then, so we gave you the Archangel and the chance to get the Archangel, which in theory was better until just a couple days ago. So, I mean, Do you want Santa Claus to come and put the presents underneath and then wake you up out of bed and tell you that, hey, listen, this is what I got you. Ho, ho, ho. You've been a good boy.
I want Santa Claus to come climb in bed with me.
Oh, yeah, we know. Jesus. Oh, my God.
And you lost your train of thought.
I did. Every time she does that. It's just like...
Somebody hand Beta some ice cubes, please.
Hold on. Let me stick my head in the freezer. Hold on. Jesus.
I couldn't resist. You opened
I
yourself up for that one.
I always do. Always.
Yep, you set it up.
Wish I
So
could
there will
see
be
it.
Archangel schematics, though. Just saying. No dates yet, but they will come.
Yeah, I mean, we've already gotten 3, right? We've gotten 3 texts for it already, so there is going to be more stuff. I mean, we're also still waiting for Ronin stuff. So maybe the Ronin being leveled up and upgraded is just a precursor to some of the other texts that are going to be available. Their space requirements. This was another big question, and nobody's brought this up yet. Because these units have gone up drastically in level, specifically the Ronin. Will the schematics has the schematic space been reflective upon this upgrade? And if so, are we to expect more schematic parts coming that will fill that gap? Kev, that was probably directed more towards you.
The Archangel is possible for it to go up in levels.
Ronin, bro. Ronin.
Oh, Ronin. Wow.
That's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, okay, Ronin, yes. Alright, that's another one. It's more than plausible for him to go up in levels. I brought up with Chris a couple times that we have a cockpit slot that we really need to fill out. Otherwise, it'd be sweet to have some additional components for this guy, so you can use them a little bit differently here and there.
Yeah, I think what I was getting at is the fact that the Ronin can go to 15 now rather than 10. 10 had a reflective space requirements within the workshop. Now that it's gone up 5 levels, has that workshop space changed? And if so, is that a precursor to the cockpit?
I would have to check it out.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I'd be interested to know. I mean, because we all know that some of the bigger unique units have more space, and like you said, there's slots that aren't being used. So maybe we're going to be seeing those kind down the line. So if you could look into that, that'd be awesome.
Actually, I can try looking for that right now.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't see very much more on YouTube. I don't see much more. Warriors Dragon, do you have anything else? Anything new?
Did
Zach
we say the new
Owens.
event name?
I'm sorry, John. What was that?
Did we say the new event name?
No.
The event name
Corpus.
is... Yeah, well, no, that's the faction that we're going against.
Ooh, that's the faction. So the faction's Corpus, and the new event name is
Nighthawk.
Ooh, Nighthawk. Oh, so wait a minute. So that was you guys decided to go with Nighthawk rather than Sandstorm?
No, that's the temporary name for the elite megacopter that will be associated with the entire Corpus event series.
Okay. So it's still that name for that particular unit is still tentative, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or no.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So Corpus, Nighthawk, Sandstorm. Sweet.
Great. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Hopefully we do get a little more info on that before the event. Maybe a preview server for that would be good. Of course. I mean, we're a couple weeks away. We're going to be seeing more information. We always do. It always pops out the last couple days, so we'll see. We'll see some more stuff on that. Hopefully we'll be able to have some more stuff for you on Saturday and leading up to next week's show. I just want to say next week's show is the 15th. Yeah, so that'll be the show, the last Wednesday show before the event. We're going to have 2 Saturday shows, one on the 11th and the 18th. So maybe we'll have a little bit more information we could throw around. We'll speculate one more week and then get some rock solid stuff maybe by next Wednesday.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It does. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank John and Kevin for coming out, Mr. Sulaco for answering a lot of our tough questions, hearing what we have to say. Again, it was nice. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys, the last few years. being a part of this. It's been really great, and I hope you guys really grow the show and take it further. And I have the utmost confidence that you guys are just going to do really well. So we have a really good group of players right here who really care about everything. So I really look forward to seeing what you guys are going to be able to do with the show. So I want to thank everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm not going anywhere, but you're not going to see me as much. So
I know where you live.
I know you know where I live. I know where you live too. But anyway, I do. I want to thank everybody. And listen, guys, for the players, by the players. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check us out in the Kixeye forum as well. Battle Vortex, so you can get a hold of all Shadow's posts and forum and polls and everything we've got going on in there. So
I'll have it up within the hour.
He'll have it all in there, so don't forget to get in there and check it out. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Yeah. Shout out to Dark Serpent. Love you, Dark Serpent.